temperature has been the first week of practice?
It's been hot. I'd say you forget until you're down here what it's like. Good thing most of these kids are kind of used to it. We're doing what we can to be smart with them. We're staying inside for the first part of practice, and then we're going to gradually work our way till we can do a whole practice outside. That hopefully will be an advantage for us early in the season, but the effort's been good despite the conditions. Guys can get a little chippy when it's that hot, but I've been pleased with the effort they're giving us, even with the temperatures we have.
Scott, I know it's the first week of practice, but quarterback competition, what have you seen from those guys? And I'm going to go ahead and ask, have you made a decision yet?
No, we're not close to a decision yet, I don't think. It's funny, a different guy is kind of probably graded the best every day. All three of them are playing well. I'd like to see more consistency, and right now it's not mistakes. They're doing a good job of that. We had 3 interceptions day one, and that's one each actually, and that's too much. Since then, it's just kind of finding a way to make the play work. We can draw up a pass play, and on air it looks great. Against the scout team, it looks great, but then real ball happens, and the receiver might have to run the route different, or you might have to throw it back shoulder instead over the top. And you got to be able to think fast to operate and execute in those situations, and want to see a little more of that from our offense. But it's going to be tough. All 3 guys are doing a really good job.
You've coached Power 4 offensive lines. How does this offensive line stack up to other teams you coach?
We'll see. We've still only been in shells. I love the way Coach Clark's coaching them, and they've got a really good bond in that group. We're ripping off the ball and getting some movement. I think doing a pretty good job in pass pro against what I think are some pretty talented pass rushers on the other side. So there's some good battles going on. We still got to identify at that position the best 5 to have on the field, and there's some competitions going on there. But overall, I've been pleased with it, and it gives me some hope.
An experienced wide receiver group. Has anybody stepped up from them?
Yeah, I think it's baby steps at wide receiver right now. Right now Marcus Burke's doing some good things. DJ Black is. DT's doing some good things. It's fun to watch Chris Domerkant, who was a late ad for us. He's played football and he knows what he's doing. I don't want to leave guys out, but other guys too. We got some young guys doing some good things. It's consistency there, and like I said, sometimes experience is important, so you know when to shut a route down, when to manipulate the DB one way. We're doing it, it's just not consistent enough yet, and that probably speaks to a little bit of lack of playing experience in that group. The talent's there, but that group's going to have to grow up fast, and if they do, we can be pretty good.
It being the first week of practice, a lot of you guys. What's kind of been the goal, or what's kind of been the overarching thing you want the team to get down as kind of begin this process?
Well, there's a lot of things we're trying to get down. One thing that's impressed me is the lack of mental errors on both sides. I think that speaks to the job the coaches did in the offseason, getting guys familiar with scheme. But you can know what to do, it's how to do it, and there's a certain level of speed and precision that has to happen for plays to work on either side of the ball. It's a big hurdle to get over when we're not having a lot of busts. Guys know what to do. That if they do the right thing, we can train them up on the details of it, and that's kind of probably the biggest thing we're plugging on right now.
Coach, what's the difference between the team you saw report on Sunday versus the one you're looking at today?
I just think everybody's coming together. You'll have to ask Nigel Leak. I see him in the back smiling. He and I did a workout together the other day, and he told me the biggest difference was, I shouldn't put words in his mouth, but it feels like the team's coming together and working together. And it's the beginning of it. I don't see it good enough yet, but it has a good feel to it. A bunch of guys that care about each other, and it's fun to come into work and work with these guys. So we just need to build on that, and it makes it fun to come in where I'm happy every day I drive into work here.
Without having to put you in the spot again about quarterbacks, are you building into a scrimmage maybe in another week or so where you hope maybe after something like that there'll be some clarity?
It's going to be tough with clarity because we got 3 talented guys. We're going to put guys in competitive situations. We're going to do a 2-minute clutch drill at the end of every practice, try to put guys in situations where the game's on the line a little bit. But it's even hard just to isolate the quarterback's job, as a controlled experiment, because sometimes the receiver's wide open for somebody and it's easier. Sometimes they got to create and it's not as easy, and a lot depends on what the other 21 guys on the field are doing. So it's going to take some time. I wish it was obvious, but it's not. That's good and bad. I don't think we have 3 mediocre quarterbacks. I think we have 3 good quarterbacks, and we'll see when that gets resolved. But we're not real close yet.
Coach, your defense, what have you seen from that group? You talked about before fall camp how impressed you were with your defensive unit. What have you seen from them the first week of camp?
Yeah, we need the front 7 to stop the run first and foremost. If we can earn the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, I think we got some elite guys to do that. But if we're not in 3rd and mediums and longs on defense, then we don't get that opportunity. So stopping the run is going to be a priority. That means we got to be physical up front. I'm seeing signs of that. We need to see more. And then we need to be really disciplined on the back end and make sure we're in the right spots all the time and not giving up anything easy. Very similar to receiver, we got a lot of talented guys on defense. We got a lot of speed, not as much returning production or experience. So we just got to grow up fast.
You said you're seeing them come together. Are they tough enough yet?
They've shown a lot of toughness. It takes a lot of toughness to go out and practice the way they're practicing in the heat right now. I told the team when we've done inside run drills where they knew the drill was going to be physical, man, it shows up. But that can't be just during a drill where they know we're expecting it. That's got to be all the time. And it's really hard to go 110% all the time when it's as hot as it is outside. But, if we're going to be a tough team, anybody can do it when it's easy and when it's nice out. We got to be able to do it all the time. And a little more consistency with it would help.
A few more. Has anyone surprised you or stood out, whether individual player or a position group?
I've been pleasantly surprised with a lot of it. I don't want to single anyone out, but I walk around and look at the team, and I don't think we're deficient anywhere, which is hard to do. Pretty much in any team I've ever coached, you feel like, man, I wish we were a little better at this position or that position. I think we have some growing to do, but we don't have a ton of holes. I think we've got really good depth. Ironically, we brought a lot of new guys in, and I think Jeff Love and the group did a really good job evaluating, and we got a lot of guys that are capable of playing. So I think that those could be some of our strengths, but it's hard to pick any one guy or one group out at this point.
We've spoken a lot about the D-line. How do you evaluate the defensive backs right now?
Isaiah Reed's down right now at corner. Bellamy's doing some really good things. Antoine has been really good for us coming back off injury. DJ Bell, Jakari, and others at corner. There's a lot of those type of guys around here, and we should always have some guys that can run and play that position. Safety's a little bit of a competition right now. It's been really good to see Braden Marshall come back. I hadn't gotten to see him or Malachi or John do anything in spring, and those guys definitely all add to what we've been doing. So there's competition going on at both corner and safety. B. Marsh has been great at the nickel since he's coming back and made some really good plays. But it's kind of like offensive line and quarterback. Like, the competition is going to continue.
I know you're a big Chicago Cubs fan. Did you have any big favorite memories of Ryan Sandberg? What was kind of the emotions you had when you found out the news that he passed away?
Yeah, Rhino was my favorite player growing up, obviously. The 84 teams when I started rooting for him, Keith Moreland and Bobby Dernier and Leon Durham and those guys, but Rhino was the heart of it. My dad's favorite player was Willie Mays, and we lost both of them this year. I'm a big baseball fan. Hope the Cubs did enough in the trade deadline to get over the top. They didn't sacrifice a lot of their young talent, which is good to see too. So RJ and I will be watching them and rooting for them.
Did you ever get to meet Rhino as a kid, or get an autograph, or go to a card show or something? Or?
Never met Rhino. Would have liked to. My dad took my brother and I to a game when I was, 5th grade at Wrigley, and we stuck around until Harry Carey came down. So I have a Harry Carey autograph ball behind my desk. It's hard to be a fan in football because you're in the game, but I can be a baseball fan, and the Cubs are my team.
What was it about his work ethic that maybe you appreciated the way Ryan Sandberg went about his job?
Yeah, he just seemed like a consummate pro. He was multiple Gold Glover at second base and just kind of did it with a grace and style that you didn't see a lot then. And obviously had some elite years hitting too. So, and they were close in '84. They were close in I think '89, '88 or '89, and never got over the hump. But I know he meant a lot to that organization in that city.
I know the Cubs are big in the Midwest anyway, but obviously WGN being on everyone's, home cable. Were you a kid that would come home and watch the Cubs? Is that how it started, or how did you become a Cubs fan?
Yeah, we're kind of starting to become Rays fans down here. We have, I have some friends, friend in the front office with the Guardians, and some guys from down here that are playing for the Orioles. So I root for them. But I'd come home every day, and starting in second grade, I think, and it was either watch cartoons or put the Cubs game on. And I like sports, so I put the Cubs game on, and that's how it all started. And I got my son drinking the Kool-Aid too.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Coach.
Say bye.
Good night, League.